Hey there and welcome. Today, we're going to explore something kind of cool, the connection between English grammar and building mindful habits. I know, it sounds a little weird, right? But stick with me, because you'll see how getting good at one feels a lot like getting good at the other.
So let's just jump right in with the big question. What on earth does grammar have in common with meditation? Well, believe it or not, the answer has everything to do with how we learn and how we grow. When you get right down to it, both are about the exact same thing: building small, consistent habits. It's all a journey of intentional practice, where these little steps you take every day lead to way more clarity, both in how you write a sentence and in how you live your life. So let's try to look at this a different way. Instead of seeing grammar as this boring chore you have to do, let's think of it as a mindful habit we're choosing to build. And, every good practice needs the right set of tools. So let's meet the two main tools for this job: gerunds and infinitives. Seriously, understanding the difference between these two is the key to making your English sound so much more clear and natural. Okay, first up, we've got the gerund. All a gerund is a verb with ing tacked on the end that starts acting like a noun. You can think of it as turning an action into a thing, into an activity. It's the what you're talking about. And these things are super versatile. A gerund can be the whole subject of your sentence, like in swimming is my favorite exercise. It can also be the object, like I enjoy reading. Or you'll see it pop up after a preposition, like in she is good at painting. In every single one of these, that ing word is just naming the activity. All right, on the other side, we have the infinitive. This is just the basic form of the verb with to right in front of it, like to run or to think. So if the gerund is the what, the activity itself, the infinitive is often the why, the purpose or the intention behind it all. You can see how this works right here. To listen comes after the adjective important, telling us what we need to do. To leave follows decided, explaining the action they planned. And to learn shows us a desire for the future. See? Each time, the infinitive is pointing us toward a goal or a reason. Okay, so we've met our tools, but the million-dollar question is, how do you know which one to pick? Well, this is where the real practice, the mindful part, kicks in. This is a great way to break it down. Gerunds, on the left, usually show up after prepositions and after certain verbs like enjoy or avoid. They're really all about the experience, the action itself. Infinitives, on the other hand, they tend to follow different verbs like want or hope, and also adjectives. They're pointing forward to a purpose or a goal. Now, here's where you gotta be a little careful. Some verbs are tricky. They can use either one, but the meaning completely changes. For instance, I remember locking the door means you have a memory of doing it in the past. But I remember to lock the door is about a future task, something you mustn't forget. See? The whole meaning flips. Same with I stopped eating sugar versus I stopped to eat sugar. Your choice changes everything. Okay, enough theory. It's time to put this into practice. Let's think of this as a quick little grammar meditation to help make these rules really sink in. All right, let's look at this first one. I practice mindfulness because I want reduce my daily stress. What do you think? The key verb is want. Are we talking about an activity or are we talking about the purpose of an action? That's right. It's to reduce. We use the infinitive here because we're explaining the goal, the whole reason for practicing mindfulness. It's that future intention that follows the verb want. Okay, how about this next one? Many people enjoy meditate in the morning. Remember that verb enjoy? What form usually comes right after it? Think back to that side-by-side chart. You got it. It's meditating. The verb enjoy is one of those classic verbs that's pretty much always followed by a gerund, because you're describing the activity that you enjoy. And for a last round of practice, it is important. Breathe deeply when you feel anxious. What's the big clue in this sentence that's going to help you make the right choice? Perfect. The answer is to breathe. The infinitive is the right choice here because it follows the adjective important. We're describing an action that is necessary to do. Awesome job. You've got the rules down, you've done the practice, so now it's time to go from just following rules to actually creating something, to apply what you've learned in a really meaningful way. So, here's a little challenge for you, something to make all this stick. Try to create your own little presentation about building mindful habits. The structure is super simple. Just use gerunds to name the habits, like practicing gratitude, and then use infinitives to explain why you're doing them, like to reduce stress. It's the perfect way to put these new skills into action.
And that really brings it all together, doesn't it? Just like choosing the right verb form gives your sentences clarity and purpose, choosing your habits with intention does the exact same thing for your life. So, with all that in mind, what new habits will you choose to create?